everyone. I am so glad to host today a podcast with Microsoft, represented here today by Adel and Taha. Adel, welcome.
Thank you, Hasna. Thanks for
ازيك؟
hosting me. All is good, alhamdulillah, كله تمام. Thank you.
Of course, we are not going to continue in Egyptian.
Yeah?
I am not able to do it, so let's switch again to English.
Exactly, 100%.
Okay, thank you, Taha, also for being here with us for this podcast.
Thank you for having me, and it's always a pleasure to be here.
Thank you. Adil, let's introduce, of course, let's assume that some people doesn't know Microsoft. Can you please introduce Microsoft? This is a challenge, like in 30 seconds, and then introduce yourself for the audience.
Yeah, for sure. Let me start with introducing myself first. My name is Adel Hamid, the channel sales manager for Microsoft Africa. Mainly responsible for the SMB segment. I work very closely with partners like Ingram today to make sure that we scale through the market and we empower our partners and implement the go-to-market plans properly in their respective markets. In Microsoft today, we've changed dramatically in the past few years, and it's keeping evolving actually and exponentially growing in terms of the AI theme, especially given we're in GITEX today. So the main thematic message that we're really focusing on with the markets, especially the developing ones like Morocco, is definitely the AI narrative. So our focus today in GITEX, and especially in 2026, is how to make more AI reachable to customers and partners in this area.
Okay, this is make me think about AI because today, as a person or even a company, we wake up with AI, we eat with AI, and we are near to our chat box to check for information or quick information. So AI and Microsoft, or AI and the continent, because we are talking about Africa today. Do you feel that AI is like a show-off, or it's a must?
Okay, AI today is, as you just mentioned, we're leaning on daily on AI in our personal life and also in the business side of things. So it's gonna be part, or it is already part of our lives. So it's a fact. We need just to adopt with it, but use it maybe responsibly. And this is where Microsoft comes actually to propose whether to the business or personal use of AI, where we had this AI Responsible Act, for example, with the European Commission. We have our own practices in Microsoft, let's say, to even govern and coach our customers and guide them about how to better use AI securely and responsibly in their organization. So it's a fact that we need just to adopt and cope with it, but better to find the right use case, let's say, where we can get or harness the power of this AI in our daily lives, as you just mentioned, or maybe on the B2B or the business discussions every day.
Yeah, definitely. So, of course, we're going to give the opportunity to Taha to introduce himself, because we're talking about Ingram and also Microsoft. Who is Taha?
Right. Taha is part of the Ingram team. I am the cloud product manager at Ingram Micro. I handle the Microsoft business in the region of North Africa, especially the Maghreb area. But I also handle other vendors like BitTitan, Enable, and Parallels, etc. So everything that is related to cloud business in Ingram Micro.
So can we say that Taha is the right man in the right place?
You could say that, but of course there's always room for improvement, and
it's a teamwork.
Absolutely, yes, of course.
Okay.
In Ingram Micro, we always say this: it's a family. It's not just a team.
Yes.
So
we feel that the good vibes.
Exactly. So it's what makes Ingram special. What differentiates Ingram from other distributors in the region.
Yeah, this is also make me because we were talking earlier about Microsoft. It has a big ecosystem, and we were talking also about the continent as emerging markets, and of course, Microsoft is doing great globally. But let's go more deep in talk, and let's say as local partner, do you see Ingram as a must? And what is the added value to have, because it's VAD, like value added partner? What brings as partner for you?
Yeah, 100%. Look, this is a very nice question because we don't grow as Microsoft without working very closely with our partners. And Ingram is one of the global distributors that we have with Microsoft, whether in Africa, Europe, or even at the globe at a scalable setup, let's say. In Africa especially, we have Ingram between Morocco, between Egypt, and we have those underneath layer of partner ecosystem that also working very closely with them to grow the business and ensure that they are well equipped and educated enough, whether with the AI or the rest of the Microsoft portfolio. So partnership here is well strategic between Ingram and Microsoft, where we can find the opportunity in the African continent. And speaking of Africa as well, even if you're just gonna compare Africa with the rest of the other continents like Europe or Asia or the States, or Americas, you're gonna find even Africa has much more potential in terms of growth numbers. We're having the highest youth rate as well as the growth numbers in terms of GDP across countries. Morocco actually does share a big chunk of that potential share of growth, as well as the youth rate as well. So we have a lot of things to do in terms of the AI enablement in country through our distributors, through our resellers. So this is actually a huge opportunity that we're still missing, and we're working very, very hard and very closely on that to ensure that we're finding the right partner ecosystem muscles and sufficient resources, let's say, to be working also under the guidance and the supervision of Ingram's team to ensure that they are unleashing all these potential of those partners to be able to serve the market ecosystem in a better way.
Okay, so globally it's okay. We have also these emerging markets. Morocco also we have a vision. I think that you know that we have a strategy vision and milestone for 2030. And there are a lot of opportunities again to take with Microsoft. So let's go back with Taha and talk about maybe the challenges. Do you see any more challenges?
Of course, Morocco and North Africa in general, even Africa as a whole, it's a big market, it's a growing market, and it has so much potential that still needs to be harnessed. So it's really a work in progress. Ingram Micro here today is trying and industriously to bridge the gap between the ideologies of Microsoft of cloud first and AI first, and how we can actually channel this within Africa and within North Africa in specific to our resellers. We do have a lot of challenges, of course, given the fact that resellers in the region and end users are perhaps not as acquainted with the ideas and the ideologies of technology and digitalization. It's a work in progress in all of these regions, and so there's a lot of work to be done to educate people about the importance of digitalizing everything and the importance of moving to the cloud and moving and using or harnessing the power of AI today to try to benefit themselves, benefit their countries, and move forward, whether it is economically or personally.
Okay, so we are talking about local partner. Ingram has added a big added value, and of course Ingram is like a channel-based business model. So how Ingram and also Adel may answer this question, how Ingram and Microsoft support the partners. Who wants to answer the first? Because
I think
this is very,
I think Adel can talk about how Microsoft perhaps is supporting distributors in the region, and I can talk about
thank you for the question. Look, we have too many kind of programs, let's say, to activate resellers, starting from the education and awareness and enablement. So it depends on the reseller segment, let's say, from where they are coming. Are they just emerging and joining the Microsoft club? Or they are just an old partner of the Microsoft ecosystem and they just need to evolve, coping with the changes that we have.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. More about segments of cloud, data, and AI.
Exactly, as this is another thing also. We have too many workloads, let's say, or solution area that partners need to be acquainted with. So it depends on the area that they are focusing on. As Microsoft business is huge, as you may know. So we have those partners maybe tiered on too many different capacities, and we work with the distributor of Ingram team where we can be able to pen or map all those competences to the partners and ensure that they are well trained for the products to be able to pitch and sell and make use of all the scenarios and solution plays that Microsoft has. But also we work very closely in terms of the execution on the ground with the specific partners, let's say, where we ensure that account planning is properly done. Customer story well driven to the customer team. Programs are fully utilized and they are proposing the right solution and the right programs to the customers. They are building the right use cases to the customer also to ensure that utilization of the technology is happening. Because the utilization today, especially in the AI era, is very important element. AI will not evolve at a company's level if they don't utilize it at scale and to the maximum, to unleash the maximum power, so they can look after the next solution area or the next use case of the AI itself. So this is in a nutshell how it works.
Yeah, and you are right when talking about locally or B2B companies. Do you think that I'm going again to ask Taha, do you think that our companies in Morocco are ready to use the AI and in the right way?
Excellent question. I think the movement of AI today, especially in Morocco and North Africa, is definitely booming. There's a lot of interest from people that they do realize the fact that AI today is an importance, and perhaps business cannot be done without the importance of AI. But we have to be aware of the fact that it's not just talking about AI, it's not just discussing that we need to use AI. We need to understand what is the power of AI and how we can use it in the best way possible. First, to avoid
and also
overusing.
Threat. Maybe there are some threats.
Yes, of course. So when we're talking about AI, we're talking about any new technology, regardless of the fact that if it's IT or any kind of field. You must understand the power of what you're using and how you can use it to the best of your knowledge and to the positive feedback that you want to reach. So today Ingram Micro is basically the boots in the market that channels the ideas of Microsoft to try to educate people and try to make people aware of that. Yes, AI is very important, but we must do it in the correct way.
Yeah, this is what also Adel was saying in the beginning when he was talking about Microsoft is also educating people how to use technology and in the right way. And we were talking now about threats. So what about cybersecurity and the threat that we have actually globally in the markets? How Microsoft can face this threat?
But when it comes to AI, cybersecurity is a key element in terms of complementing the AI usage of the customers or the users or anyone who has the access to this new tool.
Yes.
So cybersecurity definitely is also growing, given the AI is growing. So we have our own solutions as well and tools in place, starting from the resellers to educate till the customers to implement and adopt. So Microsoft portfolio and security is very huge. And we have also the AI security like Copilot for security coming from Microsoft Sentinel. This is Microsoft product. So we definitely even, as far as we produced the AI, we also developed the security solutions and tools that we have. But not only the security solutions, but also the regulations with governments and countries that to ensure that they are going to use and find the right laws in place to be able to govern and make sure that AI will be used legally and responsibly in their countries.
Okay, let's also go to another way because in Morocco, as you know, we have a lot of small companies. And in general, when we want to adapt a new technology, there is a problem about technical skills and also the cost. So there are a lot of AI applications for free. So a lot of people are using this, and there is also Copilot. So how can we position now Copilot regarding the other application for free in the market?
This is a very good question because this is one of the main priorities actually that we focus on from Microsoft's perspective with our partners to ensure that every single SMB customers, and by the way, I'm responsible on SMB, so this is at the core of my responsibilities here in Africa. So our priority is today to ensure that all the smaller customers, maybe 5 users, 10 users, startups, are well equipped with the Copilot chat, which is free of a charge license or product, by the way.
Okay.
That those customers can start even the journey of AI using Copilot chat, having the agentic AI in place. They start working with the productivity tools that they used to work with from M365 perspective, for example. And then at some point of time, they will find their way of how to go deeper in the AI and build a much more complex agent and go for the Copilot and the Copilot Studio and AI Foundry. It's a huge portfolio of AI as well from Microsoft's side. But we have these initiatives in place, let's say, starting from the universities, school, thanks for our education team across all the countries, and also for the commercial team where we can unleash the Copilot free for all the users as much as applicable within our ecosystem, where we can just give them the first start at the
Okay, so
fingertips.
it's quite agnostic. It can work with different other modules like Claude, ChatGPT inside Copilot.
And this is the point also when it comes to, I'm not going to say competition because it's more
Yeah.
into partnership,
Yes,
by the way.
it's complementary.
100%. So we complement each other. So, for example, once Anthropic, they released their latest model
Yes.
of Claude,
Claude.
Optus, definitely we had this already included in Microsoft Copilot.
Yeah.
We have this partnership also, the old partnership between Microsoft and OpenAI, where it allows us to get the ChatGPT with their
Yeah.
latest models and versions as well to be included in Copilot. So we offer these AI solutions to the people. We democratize an access to everyone who wants to test Claude from Anthropic
Yes.
or ChatGPT. They will find it anyhow in Copilot. But the differentiator in Microsoft these days for Copilot is the work IQ, which imitates and mimics the intelligence of the human who used to work on their daily business with
Yes,
the applications of their emails, Word, PowerPoint, and so. And they can do the job on their behalf, where the other people can just focus on what really matters.
This is quite good news. I didn't know that we could use GPT or Claude inside Copilot because I am using Copilot. This is very good news. So I don't know if you have another good news.
Yeah, it always evolves.
Yeah, if you have any more updates, but just let me ask a question again to Taha and say that a lot of people are afraid from AI when they don't know really what the great opportunities that AI can offer. Do you think that you can be replaced by AI soon?
Look, if we look through history, there are many things apart from AI,
Yeah.
many jobs that got replaced eventually. Back in the 90s or the 80s, if you have to shoot a piece of news, for instance, you need a helicopter pilot and you need a cameraman and they need to go up there
Yes.
and actually shoot the event. Now you have a drone. You don't need all of that. So
Yeah.
the point is not to be afraid of AI.
Okay.
The point is to try to adapt. So while perhaps you don't need a co-pilot, a chopper pilot,
Yeah.
you do need a drone pilot. So the idea is people need to evolve.
Yeah.
There's a saying that actually resonates with me from academia. They say, publish or perish. So
Yes.
either you publish, either you work on yourself and you keep evolving, or basically the train is gonna leave the station and you're not on it. So it's not a question of being afraid of AI. It's a question of being open to the idea, taking what is positive about it and
Yeah.
try to
And how
adapt.
to start correctly.
Yes, innovate
from-
whatever you're doing right now,
Yeah.
whatever field you're doing. Try to see how AI can actually be very beneficial to make you even better at what you're doing.
Exactly. So Adel, before closing, do you have any question that you wanted me to ask that I didn't ask?
Maybe what should be the outcome of today's GITEX event,
Yeah.
let's say, as this is very important ceremony for me when I attend something like that, similar to AI, everything that we had recently by GITEX in Egypt. So usually we just construct what could be next. What could be next that I feel comfortable with in partnership with the Ingram team is just to ensure that all those tactics and plans and go-to-markets that we agreed on will come to life very soon. And this is actually the execution plan that we need to just get outcome of any gathering like that in a form of event. So tactics are all about educating partners, scaling through the markets, enabling more startups and smaller SMBs as you just highlighted. So looking forward to the success execution.
Okay, thank you so much. So last question for you both. Of course, now I feel on the safe side, hearing you, Adel and Taha, facing the challenges that AI are bringing with cybersecurity. So last question for you both. Are you going to use, if you are going to have like lunch, are you going to use now Copilot to choose the right restaurant, or ChatGPT or Claude?
Look, if I didn't take my wife's opinion, definitely I'll go for Copilot because again, it has both.
Okay.
Securely governed under my corporate data, so nothing would be exposed, even if it was a personal use, and I just toggle on the personal use icon and in the tool, it will stay the data and the experience within the same boundary of my device. Nothing been used for training our machines. So,
Okay, so
it's
you
gonna
stay
be-
on the safe side. What
Exactly.
about you, Taha?
For me as well, I think
Okay.
Copilot does not represent just a chat, just an open source. It represents something that protects your data, protects your privacy, and integrates with everything that you have. So if you want to use it for business as Adel said it's simple. It's as simple as just toggling an option, and then you're working for business. And it's the same thing for using it for personal use. So I would stick to Copilot
Okay.
because I do trust that Copilot is the safest option out there.
Okay, stay on the safe side. Okay, so thank you so much, Taha. Thank you so much,
Thank
Adel,
you.
for being today available, and thank you so much for being here with us. شكرا جزيلا. Thank you, merci, and تنميرت.